Hello Flosstube, my name is Natalia and this is my channel OfficialMermaidsCove, where I share my love of cross-stitching. Thank you to all my returning subscribers, and if you're just finding my channel, thank you for coming and spending some time with me, visiting for a while. In this video I'm going to be going over what I've stitched on for the past week, some of the crafty haul I've purchased this past week, my plans moving forward, and some Flosstube shoutouts that I have. So we'll start with my Ever After Sal. This is a Sal that's being hosted by Forbidden Fiber Co. I bought the kit, and I stitched it on 32 count Belfast linen. Stitched it 2/2 with the called for threads. I think I have them right here. So these are the threads in the kits. Some pretty reds, purples, blues, yellow tones, grays, there's a brown, and there's a green. So this was a 16-part Sal. They released each part of the pattern every week on Monday. So this is what the first few blocks look like, and then this is the bottom. This was based on the Ever After movie featuring Drew Barrymore, so it has different quotes from the movie. The last segment here was this one that they released last week, and I just finished it today. I actually finished the backstitching, that's what I did today. It says, "You, sir, are supposed to be charming, and we, princess, are supposed to live happily ever after. Says who? You know, I don't know." So they had this really nice castle with some sparkles and her shoes. So yeah, this was a really nice ending to the Sal. I've charted some additional stuff. I could go over it in plans, but since we're talking about this, I'll go ahead and pull it out. This is my grid notebook. I like to chart things out. Sometimes I do it in Excel, but I find it easier sometimes to write it down. So I want to add Once Upon a Time. If you've watched the movie before, you know, it's like the Brothers Grimm visiting the Queen of France. And she talks about the fact that there's like some truth to the Cinderella story. So I want to put like Once Upon a Time here at the top, and this script, and then I'm using the same text format that the Sal called for, because she basically starts telling them the story of like the real version of Cinderella as far as she can recall it, and then it goes into the movie, which is what all the quotes are from, that character's actually saying things. And then at the end, when she finishes the story, you know, they're kind of amazed. They're like, wow, I can't believe like there was a person who kind of fits that kind of narrative, similar to our fairy tales. And you know, she talks about it a bit, and then at the end she puts, the point is, gentlemen, that they lived. So I want to put that at the end. This is the same script that you see here used throughout here for the text letters. I'd rather use like actual cross stitches for the words than having to backstitch. So I'm going to try to fit them. The point is that they and then lived at the bottom here. The way that I centered this on the fabric, I had quite a bit left at the bottom of the top, so I just wanted something to fill in the gaps a bit. And then I haven't decided how I'm going to finish this. Considering how long it is, I might do like a tapestry piece. But we'll see how we get there. I know I had talked about maybe putting something in these corners. I stitched the frames a little bit different than what they had them charted as at the beginning, and I was thinking that maybe I needed to fill them in somehow, but since I was consistent through it, the whole pattern, it might just be a bit distracting, considering that there's enough going in along with the blocks in general, instead of having the focus be on the frames. So I'm probably not going to go back and do that, but I am going to put, you know, an additional section here at the bottom and at the top like I just showed. So I'll spend another week doing that. I've been taking this as my work from my work project, so I'll work on it on my lunch break. So I'm hoping to get those things added, and then this will be considered a finish in my book, and I can get that stowed away and pull out something else. I did have another kit that I bought from Leanne at Forbidden Fiber Co. This was, I think, the first thing that I bought from her was the Ever After Sal, and then along with it, because no one thing can travel alone, I bought one of her other kits. This is God Creates Dinosaurs. says God creates dinosaurs, God destroys dinosaurs, God creates man, man destroys God, man creates dinosaurs, dinosaurs eat man, and women inherits the earth. This is a quote from Jurassic Park. I'm stitching this for a dinosaur loving friend of mine. I heard their birthday's in November, so I'm thinking maybe starting it next month. I have to try to get a good angle on the fabric. It's 25 count, and it's a 13-inch by 18-inch piece, but depending on the dimensions of the chart, it says you can stitch this 1/1 on 25 count or 2/2, and I need to check to see if the fabric's big enough to do that. So, not planning on starting this anytime soon, but that was the other kit that I bought from Rouge that I hope to start soon. I really like this Sal. I like the format that she used as far as doing weekly releases, and the parts were never so big that you couldn't manage that. So I kept up with it pretty well. Depending on which other ones she does in the future, I might be interested in doing some other ones. But definitely go check them out. She has a website. There's a lot of good stuff on there. So that got some more progress. I'm technically finished with the chart releases from the Sal, but again, I'm going to do those additions this week, and then it'll be considered a finish in my book. The next thing that I stitched on was Lord. Well, it's called Blessing Keep. This is by Sweet Wing Studio. This is my finish. I stitched it on 22 count Hardinger. I dyed this myself, and I stitched it 1/1. I used the call for DMC, and then they called for a couple of variegated threads, and I did sub those out with things that I had in my stash. So for the red color, I chose like a pink. I mean, it just looked pink in the picture. I guess the pink that I chose was a little lighter. It was this Gentle Arts Victorian pink. So that's the darker pink in the center of the row of flowers here and throughout the pattern. And then I also used Gentle Arts Avocado for the light green. And then everything else is the Call for DMC. So pretty quick stitch. I think it was like 1,200 stitches altogether. So not too bad. It's really cute. The 1/1 really makes your stitches look neater. Still deciding what I'm going to do with this. I don't know if I'm going to turn it into an ornament. I've done a couple pillows. I still have stuff to make pillows. I don't know if I'll go that route. Maybe another. I mean, this would make a cute ornament. But I don't know if I'm going to do a pillow finish or if I'm going to try like a different type of ornament finish. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. And that will go with my pile of whips to be finished. Last week I had finished this one, just as a recap. This one is This I Know by Sweet Wing Studio. It's Jesus Loves Me, This I Know. And I guess I'm just merging plans with this. The next one that I will be starting was a retreat exclusive from the Stitch Florida retreat. It was called Choose Joy. So the joy of the Lord is my strength. This one will be the one that I will start this week. I have some fabric that I bought at the retreat to start it, and then I bought the kit for the threads. I think I already have the DMC on my thread card, and I'm stitching this on a 36 count Daytona Sky linen, dyed by Black Cauldron Dye Works. They have a lot of pretty fabrics. So it's got some beautiful modeling on it. Thought that would go well with, I think the call for fabric is Silver Moon Lugana by Swagart. But I think this is like a nice light blue. I think all the colors will pop really well on that. So I'm looking forward to doing that. This isn't going to take the full amount of this fabric. So what I've done is, if you look here, I don't know if you can see that, I took a thread out to mark where the design's going to be of the linen. And I already gave myself like 2-inch margins. So I'll figure out where the center of the pattern is and I'll start there. That's what I typically do to make sure that I have good enough left over on the edges to finish it. So look forward to starting on that. That will be a work project as well. That's how I've been working most of these. If I feel like I want to get a little bit more progress, then I stitch on them when I get home. but for the most part, I'm stitching that at work. And then the only other thing that I stitched on this week, and I can insert a picture of where I was. I'm not going to move this Q-snap. I took a picture of it before I repositioned it, and I also put it onto a different Q-snap to fit more with the setup that I'm working with now. But this is my Gecko Rouge kit. This is called a design called Yin Yang Dragons. The artwork is by Jonas Joedicke. Also went by JoJo's art. I don't know if they're still going by Joe's art or if they're going by their name now. But they have an Instagram page. They do beautiful artwork, and Gecko Rouge has a lot of their artwork charted up in kits. Gecko Rouge only does kits, I guess, to protect the integrity of the artists. Threads come in thread packs like this, and they will give you numbers instead of these. They're all definitely DMC because Gecko Rouge only uses DMC, but they'll give you a number instead of the actual DMC color. That's another layer of protection to like protect the artist's artwork and the work and time that the Gecko Rouge put in charting the designs. This is my second kit that I will hopefully finish. I'm not finished with it yet. And I'm stitching it on 28 count, gridded evenly. I did part of it 1/1, and now I'm doing a large part of it in 10 stitch. So I put it on a longer Q-snap. It's a little shorter here, so you're not going to see as much of it. But I did finish the bottom row of pages, which was the tips of the wings that you saw a lot about. I can insert the picture here. So that's the full bottom row of pages completed. And now I'm starting here. I think the second row of pages would be complete like around here. So, you know, that's almost done as well too. I just got to finish a lot of this gapping and some stitches over here, and technically I would be done with the second from the bottom row of pages as well. And then I'm hoping to get done maybe up to like this section across before I move it up again. And I think if I do that, or maybe even, I don't know that I can get all the way top here, but if I get maybe here where their necks are all the way across, then the next time I move it should be maybe the last time. And I already have their faces stitched. I post a lot of this on Instagram as well, if you want to see photos there. I try to post every day that I work on it, update pictures. But my goal is to finish this month, and I only have, I'm not quite at 89, I'm not quite at 85%, but this has just under 66,000 stitches, and I have less than 10,000 left to go. So I've been trying to do like maybe 1,000 stitches a day, and hopefully chunking it out like that will help me get a finish. I'm working on this as an anniversary piece, and I'm hoping after I'm completely done with the stitching to maybe put me and my husband's wedding details in between the horns here. So yeah, I'll be very happy to have that done. I started this in 2023 in March, so already been stitching this for over a year. Well, had it as a whip for over a year, so I'm going to be happy to see this done so I can maybe add some other things into my started whips. So those are everything that I stitched on. Stitchy purchases, I think the only things I purchased were, I got some more paint. I got this multi-surface satin paint from the craft store for like 25 cents. And my husband actually helped me because the other purchase that I had were frames to finish some of my stitching. This is not something I'm going to use right away, but it was a unique shape. So I thought that this would be helpful for like some of the oddball cross stitches that I do maybe in the future. I already have some other frames that I have put away waiting for the right whip. I don't want to stock up on a bunch of different frames, but it's just only $2 and I like the shape and I like the layout of the frame. And the back here was interesting to me too. Sometimes I have a hard time, because this is a metal frame, finishing my whips on a metal frame because whatever they use on the back is hard. Like I have a piece of equipment that'll help you put tabs into wood frames, but obviously if it's metal you can't, like it won't work the same way. So these have like spring clips holding it in, so I'm hoping that will be very helpful when I go to finish it compared to some of the other metal frames that I have. And if I take out the glass, that should give me a little bit more margin too. And then the other frame that I got does have a whip in it. I think I do have to go back in, and it's got a bit of white spots here and there, but my husband helped me. I think this was originally white, and we used that black satin paint on it to give this a nice black look. This is actually going to be housing my Rose Witch. This was a design that I mock stitched for Lady Creations. She has a website where she sells cross-stitch patterns, and she has a Facebook group where you can volunteer to stitch up some patterns that she just created and do mock-ups of them. And you get the pattern for free, but I think you have to supply your own fabric, and she might give you a deal on the DMC, like she sells DMC too. I can't remember if she's still selling DMC or not. This was a while back, so I would just go look for the Facebook group and see. She probably has all the updated details there. But as long as you send her I think the agreement is, depending on the size of the pattern, get it done within 6 months, and then send her a picture of it finished. I had sent her a picture of this finished in a different frame, but I ended up using that frame for a different FFO that I was gifting to somebody, so I didn't have a frame for this. Me and my husband were looking for a frame. This is a little bigger than a standard 4x6 frame, so couldn't use those kinds of frames, and then I finally decided that I wanted a square frame. So this is one of the only square frames that we found. I thought a black frame would work really well for her, given the way the pattern looks. It's not, the design that I stitched was not called Rose Witch. That's just what I used because she's got roses, and that was the main. These roses look really pretty, and that was the main reason why I chose to stitch this design. I don't know why, but every now and then I get like a hankering to stitch roses. I think it was called Pretty Watercolor Witch. That was the name of the design on Lady Creations Studio, or Lady Creations pattern when she originally had me mock it up. So this is going to somebody. I did find somebody to gift this to, so I'll be framing it probably without glass. I might try. I haven't used batting in my framing before, but I might try that. We'll see. I got some of that stitchery tape, so I don't know if I'll try a different way of framing this one, or if I'll just use the stitchery tape to help me tape back the fabric instead of having to lace back the fabric, because I typically do pinning on a lot of my finishes. But wooden frame, so it'll be easy. It's got the hang hardware already there. Won't have to worry about that. They only had paper like up to this edge, so I'll probably do the same thing when I put a dust cover on the back. And then it's wood, so I can use my tab machine to like tab it in. I can do a video of that when I get around to finishing this. I have this one, and then I have my my Lady Catt by Nora Corbett to do. I still haven't, she's in the frame right now, but I haven't, if you look at the back here, she isn't, fully finished, and I haven't centered her or anything. I just put her in here to see how she would look. This is sideways. I know it's not upside, the right side up for you guys, but just so you see how she'll look. I really like this frame. I wish I had, it's one of those things where you really need to double check your counting. I mean, it looks fine with the black. The other thing I could do is maybe cut down the frame, but I'm not experienced with that, and I don't want to ruin this because I really like this frame. So I'll probably just leave it as is. Looks okay. Or I might even, if I have enough room, I might shift her up and then maybe put like a placard here with the details for who this is going to. We'll see. Decisions. But yeah, those were my only purchases. The other crafting that I did wasn't cross stitch, but I made a bunch of needle minders. Some of these are going to my table mates from Stitch Florida Retreat. The thrift craft store that I go to has a bunch of little critters that I've gotten into the habit of collecting, and they just happen to have flamingos. The other day, these were hearts I already had made into magnets, but I went ahead and painted just the tops and the sides, and then I glued a cute little flamingo on there. So I did these as test magnets. This little frog is so cute, so they keep me company while I'm stitching. This is one I did with hearts. I had some larger wooden hearts, so I put the little critter on the edge of the heart so that I could still use the center to hold my needles. It's so cute, little sparkly ducky. And they're all supposed to be, I did test them, they are glow in the dark, so if you charge them in sunlight, they'll glow in the dark, so that's pretty cool. And so after I did all my tests, I made some larger versions for my Stitch Mates. So I stuck with the green, and I stuck a magnet on it, and the flamingos are on the corner there. I also made this one. This kind of reminds me of like the little salamander from Frozen. So I put it on a light blue fabric as well. So I have those little critters. I also got some I also fixed, so at the retreat they had a freebie table, and I found this really cute I don't know what this is called. If somebody knows what if there's a name to this, let me know. But it's one of those boxes where you like open it and it like falls open and you have these different sections. When I found this on the freebie table, this came apart from this section, so I glued that back together. Now it holds really well, not coming apart. I have one of the other little critters I got from that shop. I haven't done anything with this one. This one's actually pretty big, and it's weightier. Well, it's not. It's still kind of light, but it's pretty chunky to be like a needle minder. Probably just make a magnet, and then just put it somewhere. But right now I just have it sitting in the center. I made some of these. So I made one with a chicken. And it's funny because these all glow in the dark, so can you imagine a glow in the dark chicken just next to you while you're stitching? Ooh. And I just have them sitting inside here. And then I have an octopus. So cute. It's got little tentacles. And then I have a turtle. I think I got this the last time I went there when I got the paint. I think this one I tried like coating it with Mod Podge, but it gave it a weird texture, so I didn't do that with the other hearts. I just left the hearts plain with the paint. I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but I didn't like the look of it, so it is what it is. There's the turtle. And then here's another one of the lizards. Or salamanders, however you want to think about it. But yeah, so I fixed this, painted these. These are the crafty things we did. This looks like, okay, it'll come off. Got maybe some paint on it. Okay. So that's the other crafting that I did. I feel like I had one more that I was going to show you, and it has disappeared on me. I made another one that was like a little, I kind of themed it after Cerberus. Yeah, so I painted this heart black, and it has a puppy and a little ghost on it. Lord knows in the chaos that is surrounding me right now where it could have possibly gone to. I'm sure it'll pop up here in a little bit. Okay, plans. Like I said, I'm still trying to work on my dragons. Oh, as the beginning, before I started recording this video, I looked at my subscriber count. We are at 297. So we're not quite there at 300. I'm still planning on giving this pattern away. When we hit there, this was a mermaid mystery box exclusive for last year, the Blue Lagoon Mermaid. I haven't seen this being sold anywhere by Bella Filipina Designs, so I don't know if it's still an exclusive or not. But they gave me a kit, so it came with the fabric and the threads. Here's the fabric and the threads. Right here. And it also has some petite treasure braid and beads. I'm stitching on it right now, but there's still half like a piece of fabric available, so I probably can go ahead and just cut this and send it as a kit, the fabric the pattern, then I'll resupply whatever threads. There's not too many. A lot of these are typical DMCs, and I have a full set, master set of DMC, so anything that I use up, I'll replace it, and then I can send you the threads with it on the rings, the extra treasure braid. Beads, I'll see. I have a large bead stash as well. If for some reason there's not enough beads for you to finish the design, I might sub some out for you, but I'll try to make it a kit with the design, with the pattern. So yeah, that'll be my giveaway for when we hit 300 subscribers, which might be next week. So I'm probably going to start trying to get some more work done on this, maybe make sure I finish it. So by the time I do the drawing, I won't have to wait too long to ship it out to the winner. So, but that's if we get to 300. We'll see. I will update you next week. That's it for now as far as plans. Oh, here it is. I was looking for the little doggy right here. He doesn't have 3 heads, but I was going for a Cerberus theme. It's got a little ghosty, and the ghosty and him do glow in the dark. And I got him on a black heart. And they work really well for holding stuff. The magnet's really good. Oop. So maybe a little heavy for it, but it holds my needles pretty well. And right now it's holding some of the thread I'm using for my Gecko Rouge dragon. So yeah, that's where we're at. So next is shoutouts. I've been watching a lot of Flosstube here lately. I've stumbled across a new account new to me. They're called Rouge Stitches. They recorded their Flosstube #1 video. It's not their first Flosstube video, but it's their first Flosstube video in English. They started a separate channel and are doing some videos in English. So many wonderful whips, so many beautiful things that they're working on. A lot of interesting information about, you know, how long they've been stitching and the kind of works that they like to stitch on. Definitely go check out their channel. They're originally from Spain, and I think they said that they work as a social worker. So it's pretty interesting for Flosstube #1 for their English channel. So I would check them out. James the PH Stitcher recently did a live video where he started a new Mirabilia. I believe he's working on Renaissance Mermaid. So check that out. That's going to be a gorgeous finish, and I can't wait to follow along with his progress. Danielle at Stitcherista, she did some update videos. She's still waiting on her chair for her library, so hopefully they don't have any more delays and she'll get that in soon. But I always love watching her channel. She does very entertaining videos. Alara recently did a update. It might be the last update in a while. I think she said she was taking a break to focus more on her business. I was assuming she was talking about her bag making business, but I could be wrong about that. I think she said she's going to try to catch everything up for the orders she already has in the next 3 months, or next 2 months, and then build up a stash so that she has ready to ship stuff on the website. And that's why she'll be taking a break to like make more time for being able to accomplish those goals. But she discusses it more in depth in her video, so go check that out. Crafty Gaming Jamie, she recently had a video where she's talking about how she's planning on, a lot of people here lately in Flosstube have been talking about how they want to focus or make plans to maybe get more progress or get to work on some of the whips that they want to see progress on. I'm sitting on my foot and falling asleep. Sorry. And Crafty Gaming Jamie was talking about her plans on doing that. I know I have certain plans. I discussed them in the last video about how I'm trying to focus on and reward myself for when I turn over whips, and I might come up with more long-term goals for how I do that moving forward, but we'll see. But she had some interesting ways she's doing that. Siska Stitches, she's blown up. She had a really strong presence on Instagram, and now that she started making Flosstube videos, she's gotten really good following. I think she's already at 1,000 subscribers. But if you're not following her yet, I would go check out her channel. She does beautiful full coverage designs, and she has very interesting games that she uses to get progress on all of them. So I recommend her channel. Jen, Caffeinated Crafter, she's also started doing a game. It's a Monopoly based game to get progress. I've seen the Akio Whip do something similar. They play against each other. But Jen's game was inspired by the Sloppy Stitching Sisters. They've been shouted out by several other Flosstubers as well. Their videos are so entertaining. It's two sisters. They're just the banter in between them, and their sense of humor is amazing. Had me laughing throughout the whole video. So definitely go check them out too. But so Jen got inspired from them, and they show how they do theirs and how they make their boards up. I think they made their boards Disney themed, and I don't know if they both play it and they play it differently. You can make your own rules and like make it work for you. So pretty interesting. Oh, and one of the sisters also does she makes a bunch of cross stitch bags. And it's very interesting, like the way that she made them to hold a bunch of bobbins. So if you have, I don't use bobbins necessarily. I like to use floss drops or floss cards now. But yeah, definitely go check that out. I found that very interesting too when I was watching the videos. Other person I've been watching, Stitching Masterpieces. They do a lot of full coverage whips, and I've been watching her past videos. She has a lot of tips about how she makes the most of her time and stitches and tries to like maximize her stitching output if she wants to see progress on a project. So I found that very helpful, and I'm interested in using, she shows like how she makes her own floss cards, and I'm interested in trying out that system. Somebody else that I saw that shows how to make their own floss organizers was Molly Made by Marianne. She showed you how to make your own version of like a Paco organizer. I have one. I don't have one here to show. It's probably stored away. I used it for my Dark Queen of the Earth projects, and I am currently using it on a full coverage by Cross Stitch Studio. It's a Grinch Christmas project. I'll probably bring that out this Christmas when I'm stitching on holiday stuff. But so she showed how to make a homemade version of that, and I'm thinking I could maybe make one that can hold 100 threads, but I'll have to see how I make that work. We'll see. I'll have to do some shopping. So looks like I'll be back on Amazon before you know it. Lindy Stitches recently put out another video as well. She was putting out a lot of videos leading up to the market, and she's done some videos afterwards. She also was advertising that she now carries 20 count Ada on her shop. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to try it out. I do have a lot of 22 count Hardinger, which is similar, but I was very intrigued. I haven't ever stitched on 20 count Ada before. I've stitched on 14, 16, 18, and 11 count, but I haven't stitched on 20 count Ada. So I think that would be interesting to try out. So if you're interested in that, go check out her shop. And I think that's everything for now. Still trying to keep up with my goals. I have been tracking my stitching in this little Dollar Tree planner. And I think this past week I had 7,284 stitches. And then bear in mind that that's with my dragons are being 10 stitched. So I'm trying to keep up at least 1,000 stitches a day, and then of course making the dragons my focus. I'm still stitching things for Sweet Wing Studio September, and the dragons, I mean, I finished my Beauty and the Beast that I was stitching from Autumn Lane Stitchery, so I've been using the Yin Yang dragons as my Year of the Dragon style piece now. I think if I finish that, there's still another one that I have lying in the wings that I could start stitching to finish out the year with, but we'll see how that goes. Something else I've been thinking of, I think next year is supposed to be the Year of the Snake. I don't really stitch snakes like that, and I don't really see a lot of snake designs out there where the snake is like the focal piece, because I don't necessarily want to stitch like a full coverage BAP just because it's a snake in like one corner or something. But I'd like to be able to stitch something for Year of the Snake. I don't know. I'm assuming the closer that we get, the more cross-stitch patterns that are going to come out for that, because that's kind of what happened for Year of the Dragon. So we'll see. But I have started already looking to see what I'm going to stitch for that. So let me know if you've already thought about that, or if you have any ideas about a good, maybe not a full cover snake, maybe like a more decent sized snake design. Or maybe I'll suggest that to the designers at Autumn Lane Stitchery, that they should come out with a really cool snake design. They do a lot of Halloween designing, so it might fit on theme. But yes, I'll be happy to share my additions. I think Forbidden Fiber Co has a Facebook group. I might share pictures of my charting, like where I hand charted it. Again, I'm doing some adjustments even after charting that to get the spacing of the letters the way that I want them. So that won't be like the final actual how I stitch it, but I'll go ahead and put that on the Facebook group if anybody else is interested in putting it on, adding that to their sal, or just interested in seeing how I did that. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you. If you made it to this point in the video, you can leave me a castle emoji. I like that a lot of Flosstubers are doing that. I know sometimes a lot of people don't know what to comment at the end of a video if they are commenting after they finish the Flosstube videos, so I like that people are giving you something simple that you can put at the bottom there. So yeah, just leave me a castle emoji if you made it this far. And hopefully, if we get to 300 subscribers by the next video, there'll be a giveaway. And I'll actually give away a mermaid on the Official Mermaids Cove Flosstube for once. Okay, until next time, happy stitching. Bye!